How
Yeah.
has your whole experience as an international student been in Australia?
My main focus was always in PhD.
How does the future look like in Australia, Yash?
My biggest advice would be you were so helpful throughout the process. Casey was so helpful. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good too. Thank you so much for doing this, Yash, for taking
No
out
worries.
much late there in Australia, but still you took out time for speaking to me. Appreciate it. So, how are you? How are things? It's been such a long time.
Yeah, I've been good. Things are going great, and everything is pretty good as of now. Yeah.
Glad to hear. Glad to hear. All right, we won't be wasting any time. We would just, instantly dig in. Let's just start from the very beginning. Um, when did you decide to go to Australia, and how was the entire scenario like?
So I decided to go to Australia in 2021, early 2021. I was a bit confused regarding US. I was applying for universities in US. I applied for UT Austin, Arlington, and then I got into touch with you through Dr. Vimal.
Yeah.
And then you suggested to not to go through trying Australia and UK, and then after applying through multiple universities, decided to go to Australia, and then decided amongst those universities in Australia to go to UQ.
Yeah.
So it was a long process, but it was quite smooth.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember you chose UQ because of how it's very popular for its research. That was one of the main
Yes.
factors that you were
Yes.
inclined towards. So, what course did you pursue in UQ? When did you graduate?
Uh,
What was your whole experience
so
as a student like?
so I did masters in computer science management here at UQ. I started in February 2022. I think we were the first batch to get in here after the pandemic.
Yeah,
And fortunately, I didn't have to do any uh,
online.
online because I deferred one semester.
Yeah.
So I started my first semester here at UQ. And uh, since then, I graduated 2023 December,
Mm-hmm.
and I immediately started a PhD after that. So I applied for a PhD in research quarter two, which is generally April. So I started a PhD in April 2024. So it's 1 year now for my PhD as well. So it's been pretty smooth, and I had an offer for PhD as soon as I graduated. So things have been smooth and went pretty well for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that is what I wanted to ask. So you completed your graduation in computer science, and did you kind of apply for a job, or were you very focused that no, I would first want to do my PhD? And how smooth was the transition, from masters to PhD?
Yeah. So I did apply jobs. I was applying jobs as a backup option because UQ made it difficult to get PhD enrollments at that time when I was applying for internationals. So I had did apply for jobs. I had a research assistantship continuous running at UQ at the same time, and I applied for jobs like at Suncorp and some other banks and IT jobs here. But my main focus was always in PhD.
PhD.
So I, my supervisors and they were quite sure that I will get it. The process will be smooth. So I was not very nervous with the jobs, but I did apply for a couple of jobs, gave a couple of interviews. So, but I got the PhD, so I didn't proceed with those offers, and I transitioned to PhD straight after my graduation from masters.
So, how was your whole experience of studying? In fact, you are still studying in Australia as a student. You are there. So,
Yep.
how
Yeah.
has your whole experience as an international student been in Australia?
It's been lovely, being very honest. I am glad that I made a decision to come to Australia instead of any other countries where I applied, and I also got offer, and it's been amazing. Um,
Any advice you
just
would
being
want to
amazing.
give to future students who are aspiring to come to Australia?
Any advice that I would give who are coming to Australia, my biggest advice would be if you can afford your living,
Mm-hmm.
do not push to get a part-time job in your
Mm-hmm.
first semester because you have never worked before in India
Yeah.
and you don't know how the job scenario is here,
Yeah.
what kind of a job you will be getting into. So when
Yes.
we came here, that's the first mindset of a person, of a student who comes here, that I want to make my own living. That's what I was there, Utkarsh was there, and Palla was there with that
Yes.
mindset. We
Yeah.
came here, we found a job in some part-time jobs we started a kebab shop, Utkarsh and I, and Pallav started a burger joint, and we started there, then went to Macca's, and then we moved to research assistantship at UQ and tutoring at UQ. I started tutoring at UQ um, in my third semester, and I did my started my research assistantship at UQ as well at my third semester. So I had full 2 semesters worth of part-time through research assistantship and tutoring, which accounted in my actual resume for as a technical experience. Uh, I think if I would have been more towards,
Yeah.
let's say, from start
Yeah.
and would have not started with the jobs at the beginning,
Yeah.
it would have been a bit sooner
Yeah.
because my focus would be more towards the
Got it.
academia.
Yeah. Yeah.
But since we focus towards getting the part time and rushing into that, that's something I would advise, that if you can, I can understand it might not be possible for everyone, and it was not possible for me. So we rushed into that, and I would not do that if I'm doing it again.
Got it. Fair point. How does the future look like in Australia, Yash?
That's a tough question as for a PhD student, because if you are in industry, you're sure, okay, I have a job, it's going steady, I will be employed for, I
Oh,
have a
so feel
full-time
really
job,
bad.
permanent job. But for PhD, it's a bit of like a questionable point, because we have a 3 year long PhD, and
Yeah.
after that we will be doing a postdoc. A
Yeah.
postdoc could be in Australia, could be in some other country. Like a friend of mine recently moved to Germany after his PhD at UQ. So can't really comment what the
Abhi.
future looks like yet. I don't know even if I will be in academia or I will go to industry after my PhD.
Okay.
So it looks good, but I don't know where I will be in next 3 years.
That's okay. We can always cover that
Yeah.
after 2 years. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
One final question, Utkar. Sorry, Yash. We just mentioned
Yeah.
Utkarsh. Um,
Yeah.
one final question. When you decided and when Dr. Prince recommended that you approach us for your education abroad, how do you
Yeah.
think KC Overseas Rohini assisted you with that transition? How was your experience through us?
It was very smooth, and it was done all online because it was during pandemic. The
Yes.
only reason I had to move out of my house was to get a medical done. Other than that, everything was done online through emails with you and with Amansi ma'am,
Yes.
and it everything was very smooth, and it all went very smooth. When I was thinking that if we go back to India together, we'll go to your office to at least meet once, because we
Yes.
never had an opportunity to
Those were tough
meet
times.
you guys.
Those were tough times. Everything was
Yeah,
down. We were working remotely.
yeah, yeah,
Universities were working half the strength, but eventually
yeah,
everything worked out fine. And with
yeah,
because your profiles were so smooth, there were not any complications with your profile either. I
yeah,
never really had an issue ki this document is pending or that document is pending. It
yeah,
was pretty much smooth sailing. And touch wood,
yeah,
you really appreciate a clean profile.
yeah.
I also want to ask you one question. How would you, kind of describe the experience of studying in UQ? Because I have
Okay.
kids who are studying in like different universities in, Australia,
Mhm.
but somehow, everybody seems to be kind of inclined towards how UQ is one step ahead in the game. I've really not really understood what it exactly means, but as a student, do you feel the difference of studying from UQ, or some of your peers or colleagues or friends from other universities have a different experience?
Uh, that's kind of a tough question, because I also teach here a course as a tutor. So it's pretty good. The courses are very well organized. So first thing, before the semester starts, there is a thing called electronic course profile, which every student has to review, and the course will go by word as per the electronic profile is. So if they say that in this week we will be studying this at this time, it will be
Wow.
like that. So it's very organized, and they have set rules, like for if the course is 2 unit, you have to spend 10 hours a week of time, including the lecture or tutorial or whatever is happening, and your self-study time. It should be overall 10 hours a week in that particular course. So, and everything is very well laid out
Yeah, it's
from the
very
beginning before you
structured and
start.
very disciplined.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
that's a
very
good thing
structured.
actually. Yeah, that's a very good
Yeah,
thing actually.
that's a very good thing, and it helps students as well to know in very well in advance when their assessments are, when what they are being expected of, what their tutors are expecting them to do in the
Yeah,
class, the
yeah.
lecturers are expecting them. So it's very, very, very smooth as a student, and it is also challenging. It's not just smooth. It is also challenging in a way that when you are a student, you will face actual like if you are doing a technical course, you will be puzzled like, okay, this is a problem. How should I approach this problem? Okay,
Yeah.
what should I be doing to make it work in a way that I get a good grade as well, and it is very well representable as well, because it's just not about grade. When you are at a master's level, you also have to represent your work. You have to present those work, and sometimes there are competitions in the work you did. So you have to present the project, and those into a competition. So it's quite challenging as well. So yeah, I would say it's pretty good. It's
It's
very
pretty
good.
good. Yeah, because that's the
Yeah,
fun of student life. Now you cannot really have fun all the time. You need those challenges to kind of
yeah,
stimulate your brain. You need those kind of hardships to be able to succeed. That's
yes,
what student life is all about. And I'm so glad
yeah,
that you have progressed onto your PhD. That was always, the plan for you that you wanted to
yeah,
do your PhD. I'm so glad that you have made it happen. And we're all just very happy. I'm speaking to all this, kids who have gone to Australia, UK, all the other countries. And it's just so overwhelming to see everybody doing good, settling down, chasing their dreams. It's just been, fantastic connecting to each and every one of you. Whenever you guys are down here in India, if Dehradun or here in Delhi, we
yeah,
can always meet up. I travel to Dehradun very often, so we can
yeah.
always, make it work and meet. And thank you once again for doing this, Yash. I really appreciate
No
it.
worries.
Don't be, क्या बोलते हैं, what's that word? Don't be a loner. Connect sometimes. कभी hello hi message कर
Definitely.
दिया करो. Let's be in touch
Definitely,
more
yes,
often,
definitely.
right?
And it's my pleasure to do this, as you were so helpful during throughout the process. Casey was so helpful. So when you asked me, I was like, okay, I have to do this,
Thank
because
you so
throughout the
much.
process it was very smoothly done, and everything was like with visa and the medical booking and everything was so smooth. So
Yeah.
I had to do this. So you don't need to say thank you for that.
No, I really appreciate it. I know it's middle of the week and I know वहाँ पे रात का 8 बज रहा होगा. Still you took our time. I really
Yeah,
appreciate it. Let's be more
that's all
in touch
good.
and I'll connect with you very, very soon. Thank you so much once again.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Ash.
Bye bye.